Yo, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we got some news from the developers of Apex Legends. I'm going to break down everything they said, what it means to the future of this game, what it means to the meta, and we're going to go over those hitboxes that everybody's been ranting about. So for those of you who want to follow along with me, I'm going to link the Reddit post down below. The post was uploaded by JFresh, one of the head developers down at Respawn. He prefaced the post by saying, and I quote, "We won't be talking about it yet," end quote. And what he's referring to is the battle pass that everybody's been waiting for. If you were on the Reddit page on March 1st when everybody anticipated it was going to come out, all hell broke loose pretty much because everybody was anticipating and wanted that battle pass on that day. Me included, I'm not going to lie. He did say that it was coming. He didn't say when, but he did say it's in the works. He also asked for us to please be patient because there's a lot of coordination and moving parts that go into a launch like this. So we're just going to have to wait this one out and hope for the best. I will say though, this could be somewhat of a bad sign because as we all know, the developers' updates of a game really determine a game's success. I mean, if we look at Fortnite, for example, they always do a wonderful job with their updates. They're always timely with them, and they always deliver on those big launches that they promise. Fresh then introduces the other designers of Apex, Lee, Sean, and Brent. Their main thing as a group that they wanted to get across to us was that they want to minimize the time spent it takes to master a game like this. They want less frequent changes unless things are too unbalanced, and they didn't want to change much during the launch because there's so many new players that are coming in every day. Now, this makes a lot of sense. The only thing that does worry me is they said they want to minimize the time it takes to master the game, which makes sense, right? But if we look at certain games, as I brought up before, Fortnite, they did the same thing, but they kind of took it a tad bit too far, where everything kind of seemed too balanced, and it always felt like they were catering to the new players and the ones who weren't so skilled, which is good, but to a certain extent. You don't want to just ostracize the community and have the more skilled and experienced players just take a back seat. You have to take them both into account. And I'm not saying that Apex, the developers of Apex, aren't doing this, but it's just something to be aware of. For anyone who uses the Wingman or the Peacekeeper, you're going to want to pay attention here. These changes that I'm going to tell you about are apparently in the game right now, so there's no downtime for this update. They already put it into the game. So from now on, the Peacekeeper and the Wingman both have reduced spawn rates, so you're not going to be finding them around the map as often. Starting with the Wingman, we see two changes. First off, the rate of fire, no matter what Wingman or what attachments you have on it, your rate of fire is going to be reduced from 3.1 seconds to 2.6. And the second is when you get a skull piercer for your Wingman, it no longer does 2.5 multiplier to headshot damage. It's reduced to 2.25. In the post, it says our adjustments are attempting to move the Wingman into a more hand cannon space and away from a fully auto deagle. This whole move is just to take away from the meta of everybody spraying the Wingman up close. You're rapid firing with the Wingman. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like this change. As someone who doesn't really use the Wingman all that much, it is annoying how powerful it could be going against it. But I am going to be fair, and I understand that you do need good guns in this game, and it still is a good gun, but it's just not as overpowered. Okay, so on to the Peacekeeper. The Peacekeeper itself is not nerfed, but the Peacekeeper paired with the shotgun bolt is. Now there's three shotgun bolts in the game. If you've played Apex, you know this. There's the level 1, the white one, the level 2, the blue one, and the level 3, the purple shotgun bolt. And what the shotgun bolt does is it decreases the rechamber rate so you could shoot quicker. The level 1, or the white shotgun bolt, was changed from a 10% decrease rate to a 7.5 decrease rate. The level 2 was changed from a 20% decrease rate to a 13% decrease rate. And the level 3, the purple one, was changed from a 25% decrease rate to a 16% decrease rate. They did this so that players who are vulnerable and being attacked by someone with a Peacekeeper have the ability to protect themselves. So if someone with the Peacekeeper misses their shot, they aren't so quick to shoot again. You have a chance to react. I can't really give my judgment on this one yet because I didn't feel like that was such a problem, but it should be easy to tell after a couple games of playing with this new update. So the last two things that they mentioned regarding weapons is that they increased the spawn rate of all energy weapons and all energy weapon ammo. They did this because they said it was a problem that people weren't running energy weapons as their main because they couldn't find ammo and they couldn't even find the gun to begin with. So that is something you will notice for sure. And for all of you Mozambique fans out there, it's good to know that the Mozambique is going to continue to be the worst gun in the game. The Mozambique and the P2020 are not getting any buffs. Pretty much what the dev said is that there needs to be guns in the game that suck compared to everything else. There needs to be guns that are better than everything else. This is something you're going to see in every shooter game, and it's something that you have to accept. The Mozambique is just going to suck. If you're looking at the patch notes, you'll also see that they shared a bunch of stuff about disconnects that they apparently fixed. That's pretty self-explanatory, but if you want to check it out, you can find it in the patch notes. To wrap up the video, we're going to be talking about the legend balancing and the hitbox when it comes to those legends. Most game developers use something called live stats now when they're giving out updates and just understanding the feedback they're getting from their game. This live feedback is actually a priceless resource because in real time they can see exactly what's going on. The devs mentioned that the pick rate, the win rate, and the character versus character matchup win rate among the 5 small and medium rate characters are statistically similar, which is exactly what the devs want. This means it's a fair fight regardless of which of the 5 of the smaller legends you choose. Now, Caustic, Pathfinder, and Gibraltar, not so much. They noted that it's almost unfair when they actually have the 1v1 matchups. And on top of that, most people just aren't picking these characters as much because they know they're not going to stand an equal chance versus the 5 smaller characters. Now, what the devs want to do to fix this is better sizing the hitbox to the character gear model. So what this means is they're going to reduce the hitbox of those big characters. This is going to be a big significant change because it is taking the main thing that is making it so easy to fight against these big characters away. Now this is a huge factor in the next update, which is going to be released for Season 1, which we don't have the date yet. This is not in the game now like the weapon changes. This is going to be upon the release of Season 1. Now, what I'm about to say is a little bit scary. The dev said that if this doesn't, make it a more fair fight between the legends, that they are going to nerf the other 5 legends. They said this is a last resort, so it's not something that you should expect, but it is important that we do realize that they did mention this to us. In terms of some more minor changes regarding the legends, the caustic traps have a reduced cooldown to 25 seconds from 30 seconds. The traps will have an increased radius and proximity radius by 10%, and they're going to remove the 1-second delay that allows players to react upon triggering those traps. They will increase the number of beacons for the Pathfinder in the world from 10 to 12. This is pretty dumb if you ask me because it's such a minor change. I think they should definitely increase his radius in terms of his active ability, allowing him to effectively latch on to further distances. They then removed the ability to get a level 4 armor or helmet from Lifeline's care package. I don't know why they did this. It was already such a small chance, and you're stripping some of the excitement when opening a care package with all of your squad mates. Last of the changes, they changed Bangalore's double time, so her speed boost when she gets shot at, from a 40% speed boost to a 30% speed boost. This is something that did need to happen because shooting a Bangalore that's running that fast was very difficult. And I understand that the whole point of it was so that she could escape, but you don't want to make it to where it's a getaway free card almost. Okay, so that concludes the patch notes. We went over everything that was given to us. We went over the speculations, what happened, what will happen. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I just wanted to take the time to thank you guys because as a new YouTuber, every like, every comment, every subscribe, even every single last view is just something that really means a lot to me. And I do appreciate everybody who does take part in this channel. With that said, let's get this channel growing a little bit. Please share this video with 5 friends. Whether they play Apex, hate Apex, thinking about playing Apex, let's get the word out. Thank you once again. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.